friends, Amanda here. Welcome back to Handmade No Hallmark. Today I've got this fun Easter card featuring this adorable stamp from Trinity Stamps. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Today I'm using the vintage Easter bunny from Trinity Stamps. I saw this and I just had to use it. He's the main focus of our card today, so I'm going to get right into the coloring. I just love this little image so much. It just makes me think of Peter Cottontail and all things Easter. And this is one of the first cards for my Easter series that I'm going to start. I don't really have a schedule and I don't really have much of a plan, but I just know I wanted to feature lots of Easter cards. I do apologize if my voice sounds a little funny. I am battling a little bit of a cold. So here I'm going to get right into my coloring. This is real-time speed here. This is how fast I color. It's very slow and very meticulous about it, but with the magic of movie editing, I can speed it up. So I'm going to put on some music for you to enjoy, and once we're all finished with the coloring, I'll come back and finish up the card with you. Once I was finished with the coloring and I used the coordinating dies to cut out this sweet image, I wanted to go in with my gel pens and add a little bit more detail. I wanted to highlight his little eye here, just to make it stand out a little bit more. And I'm also going to go in with my white gel pens and add some highlight details. This is not necessary. This is just a personal preference that I like to do. If you don't like doing it, you can definitely leave it off. I think it adds lots of character to these animated characters, and it just kind of brings them to life and just adds a little bit of fun and detail. Again, you don't have to do this. I really like doing it. It just adds another dimension to the cards and adds a bit more fun. Sorry for the clock. It is again telling me that it is late. And with me being sick and trying to get over this head cold, I definitely should start listening to my clock. I also went in with a little bit of Wink of Stella to the Easter eggs in the basket. I really liked those little eggs and the colors that I chose for those. I thought they were the perfect colors for Easter pastels. Next, I've got my elements to build my card. I took some pattern paper I had from my stash. I also had some green cardstock from my stash and this frame stencil, my goodness, you guys. This frame die, it came from the frames from Simon Says Stamp. I'll make sure everything that I used is linked in the description box below, but I wanted to have a little bit of dimension in my card. Not a lot, but I didn't want to have just a flat frame. I wanted to kind of pop it up a little bit. So I cut 3 of these out and I stacked them all on top of each other. Again, just to add some dimension. You don't have to do this. If you really wanted to try foam tape, you could definitely give that a try, but I struggle with that, or you could just adhere it flat as well. So again, I was just feeling a bit extra and I wanted to adhere all these together and add a little bit of dimension. I'm just using some Barely Arts liquid adhesive to add all of these together. And I'm really excited about this Easter series. I have got lots of ideas. I've got lots of new products. I've got some new things from some new company. Or this is, I think, maybe the first stamp set that I've gotten from Trinity Stamps. And I love a lot of their stuff. I've got some new things from Pretty Pink Posh, from Simon Says Stamp, Honeybee. And I'm really excited for the Easter series. It's not going to be a set schedule. I'm hopeful to have a few cards in before Easter gets here. I know we're cutting it kind of close. Easter's next month. But I'm going to have some bunny themed cards. I might have a few religious themed cards. You know, it's going to be hit or miss. Excuse me. But I'm really looking forward to it. Next, I'm going to adhere my pattern paper piece down. And I just love the colors, the pale yellow, green, and blue. That's kind of how I colored my rabbit to kind of match with it. I felt like it was a really nice Easter palette. Excuse me again. I also have an oval of vellum. I didn't want to adhere my bunny straight down. I felt like he might get lost in the background. And since he's the focal point, I really wanted him to stand out a little bit more. So I just cut that oval out of some vellum, and I'm going to adhere him down flat. And then I'm also going to use foam tape later to pop him up. Excuse me. I'm so sorry about my voice. I have been needing to do this voiceover for a while, and I have just been so sick, and my voice is just failing me. So this is the best I've felt, and so I really wanted to get this voiceover done. Next, I'm going in with the greeting that came with the bunny stamp, and I'm just going to I'm going to stamp it down onto this craft cardstock, and I'm going to white heat emboss it. And my ink pad fell apart. The actual pad came off of the carrier, so I had to fix that. So I had to swap to my Versamark ink, which wasn't a big deal. And I love the script in the mixed fonts. I think it's really cute. And I am using, Brutus Monroe Alabaster White Embossing Powder. And this greeting does have a die to cut it out, which I love. As you guys know, I love having greetings that have die cutouts. It's my favorite thing. If it didn't have one, I probably still would have fussy cut it out, just because I love it and it wouldn't be too difficult to cut it out. So once I had that done, I lined up the dies and ran it through my die cutting machine. It cut it out perfectly, and I wanted to do the craft just to pull some more in from the background, and I felt like it was a good combo and it looked really nice. So I'm going to adhere that down to the oval as well, so that it's adhered to the oval. I kind of went crazy with my glue because I forgot what I was doing, but I'm just going to adhere the top portion under the bunny's feet, and then I'm going to flip it over and add some 3M foam squares. These are from Scrapbook Adhesives. I use the large ones and the small ones. I love these because they're not a really high profile, but they add just enough dimension to add that interest that I was looking for. Once I get all of my adhesive squares on, I'm going to remove the backing pieces and get him lined up right in the middle. I pre-colored my bunny ahead of time just to kind of practice and see what I like the best, and I ended up making like a little magnet out of it for my fridge. And my one boy said that he really likes the coloring that I did on it. He said it really looks like an Easter bunny, and he looks super sweet. So he's on our fridge, ready for Easter. They're all ready for Easter. They can't wait. My little guy especially, he wants to color eggs already, so I told him we have to wait. So he's really looking forward to that. Next, I've got a top folding A2 size card base. This is out of some Simon 110-pound cardstock. I'm just going to score it and cut it, or score it and fold it in half. And I'm going to stamp a greeting on the inside, as well as the bunny image again. I wanted to add something on the inside. I was initially at first going to add that scalloped frame that I used to cut out the pattern paper, but I didn't want to like mess up and accidentally glue it shut. So I just decided to do a stamp instead. I have some spring greetings from Paper Tray Ink. This again is another new stamp from this company. I don't think I've ever purchased anything from them, but I love these little greetings, these little spring greetings, and I felt like they were nice for the insides of my cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my bunny stamp so that I can use some fog ink to stamp him down right in the middle. Because he's the focal point on the card, I wanted to add him again on the inside because he was just too cute not to. I just think he would be really pretty, or a really nice image to do with no line coloring with color pencils. I think that would be really cute. I think it would give him a really nice vintage vibe. So that might be in the works as well. Maybe not this Easter, but if I have time, I'll try to squeeze it in. But I think it would be a really sweet image colored in with colored pencils. Next, I'm going to stamp the greeting I chose from those spring greetings from Paper Tray Ink down with some green leaf. Is it green leaf or evergreen? Green ink from Simon's stamp. This is just their regular green dye ink. Green leaf, that's what it is. I always get green leaf and evergreen mixed up. I don't know why. But I felt like that was nice touch to add some more green from the outside of the card to the inside of the card. And there's still room to write a nice greeting as well. I love this. I'm wishing you a season filled with light, growth, and new beginnings. Welcome spring. So I think that was a really nice greeting. Spring started on Monday. Here it was the first official day of spring, even though it was still cold at the beginning of the week. It was actually fairly nice today, up in the upper 50s. So hopefully winter is getting the message and gonna take a nice long nap and leave us be for a while. I'm so ready for winter to be over. I can't wait to get back out into my garden and start gardening again and growing all the wonderful things, flowers and vegetables, just so the bunnies can come along and have a bite too. Once I had my card base down here, I did have a little bit of trimming to do, so I just took it to my paper trimmer and trimmed off some extra white cardstock that was hanging over. And next I'm going to go in with some crystal drops. I have robin's egg blue here, and I also have dandelion yellow. I was going to go in with a green, but I decided to change my mind. I just wanted to add a few colors here. I felt like I had enough green, and I just wanted to add a little bit of interest in the background. And then I'm going to go in with, excuse me, some crystal drops in Morning Dew on the egg here, just to make it look a little bit more interesting and give it some shine and make it look a little bit more like an egg. And lastly, I'm going to go in with my Stella brush, and I am going to go all the way around this scalloped border, and I'm going to add a nice glittery border. I felt like I needed some more glitter, and you can never go wrong when it comes to sparkle and glitter, especially with Easter cards. If I had had a deep green glitter cardstock, I definitely would have used that, but all I have is like really bright fluorescent greens, and I wasn't really keen on that. So I just felt like I'd go around with the Stella and I'd get the same effect. And that will finish up this card for today. I really hope you enjoyed this first Easter card for the season. If you did, please consider hitting the like button as well as the subscribe. Let YouTube know you're enjoying all of my content. I really do appreciate you stopping by my channel and watching the video and getting ready to celebrate spring with me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch up with you again real soon. Bye!
on screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.